Mind Body Media presents Priming the Pump, a video lesson by Charlie Badenhop, part of the Seishindo Stress Management Program.
Hi, and welcome to another video lesson. Today we're going to do a process called priming the pump, and part of what's related to that is another process called making a ki. Ki means life energy in Japanese, and I means to gather. In this sense, it means to gather. So we're gathering our energy, and then we're expending it in a lively manner. So I'm sitting up a little straighter, feet straight ahead as always, arms just flopping down into my lap. Take a deep breath through your nose. And part of what you might notice in this process, I might cough a couple of times at some point in time, or I might yawn, or something like that, which is showing that the system is beginning to release. So, not sure if I'll cough today. Often I do cough a couple of times, and sometimes I yawn, and I hope you'll yawn, because it means you're opening up your hindbrain, or at least maybe occasionally you'll yawn, and it's not because you're bored. So it's because the system is opening up and releasing. Take a deep breath. The main usual style of breathing is in and out through the nose. And then when we do other special techniques, sometimes we're going in through the nose and out through the mouth. So sitting here now and just feeling myself, it's a nice day here. There's enough sunshine and feels like the beginning of a good day. It's early morning here in Tokyo. So take another deep breath and just, whatever feels right for you. Something just moving around, doing little kind of figure eights or ovals. And watch for a forceful release of breath just through the nose. So a few of them. And that leads me to need to just do this a little bit on my nose. Again, quite natural. And and there's a cough, and I'm moving now. So I'm just going to enlarge some of that movement. And of course, it's important that you work in a range of motion that's comfortable and safe for you. And this is just more or less what my system is already doing, and I'm enlarging it, including some of this. And when I shake my head, if I do that too much, I would start to get dizzy, but my system wants a little bit of that. Some of the movements that we did in Katsugen Undo, just opening up. And you can do this process that I'm teaching now after doing the formal or informal Katsugen Undo, or you can just do this process on its own. I often do it on its own, just to give me a little energy. Deep breath. A little more forceful breathing. Take a deep breath. Don't be afraid to look or perhaps even feel a little bit foolish. Can you do that? just looking to release all of the muscles and get more energy flowing. So I open up wide, I tense the jaw, and then release. So a lot of the movements that we're doing in Katsugen Undo, and now it's something to do with opening and releasing, or tensing, like I'm doing now, and releasing. Tensing and releasing. Tensing and releasing. And when I'm tensing my toes, my buttocks muscles, my hands and fingers, my arms, my stomach, everything I can manage to tense and then let it go. Some front to back movement, and see what I'm doing with my head. Don't have to do it like this, just it's a good way. It's creating a kind of rippling effect in the spine. Some good strong breathing. And I've got this movement going, and then I'm going to do a strong breath on one of these forward movements. You'll see it. Coming to a place of stillness. And now I can very much feel that my whole system's moving. Kind of like my engine's running. And that engine is meant to basically be centered here. Take a deep breath. And I can feel it. I don't know if you can hear it yet. A little bit of a change in the quality of my voice. Some forceful breathing again. Some more head and neck stuff. Spine. This time clearly through the mouth. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth some. And still a sense of nose, mouth. Kind of like maybe if you have a dart gun and you're just aiming at a target, you want a nice crisp breath of air to really send that dart to the target. Up, tense, release. Up, tense, face, buttocks, toes, everything. Release. Again, buttocks, everything. Release one more time. And a little sound now. That's it. You can basically think of saying ha, like an H-A-H in English. Ha! And the more traditional form in Japanese is yi. I, Y, I, or I, Y, I, E, I guess might be a good way to spell it in ABCs. Yi. Yi. Or ha. Ha. Yi. 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 Throwing the dart. Front to back movement. You can get the head and neck involved if you like. Don't have to, but usually good because it creates a more complex movement. Come to center, 2, 3, 4, deep breath, and side to side. So it can be, you can do some of this, you can do some of this, you can do some of this, into an oval movement. I'm going in this direction now. Make the movement smaller, 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 smaller. And without it quite stopping, you start to come around in the other direction. That's it. Just moving, moving. Yee! Yee! Or ha! Yee! And you notice when I'm making that sound, I'm not tensing and making, just big inhale, relax, big inhale, whew, throw that dart. Yee! A little more bouncing. Releasing this way. Arms down and releasing, not this, arms down and releasing. And add a little voice to that, something like this. Or perhaps. So kind of the movement of the hands playfully gets resounded, reverberating through the movement of the voice. One or two of the Katsuga Nundo movements. At this point, I prefer inhale, exhale, inhale, inhale. I feel a little energy rising up in the back of my neck a little bit. Heat throughout my body pretty much. Certainly my hands have a little moisture from sweating. Feet are still straight ahead. I'm not locking them there. They just pay attention to keeping them there more or less. If I do something like this, then at some point usually I'm going to come back again. Arms still flopping into the lap. Little engine sound in a way. Get my feet involved, for instance. Strong breathing like that. A little more movement. That's it. Couple more ki-eyes, few more ki-eyes. Inhaling. Yee! Inhaling. Yee! Inhaling. You just kind of open your mouth. Yee! One more. Yee! Taking a deep breath. This is priming the pump. Priming the pump. And then, as we often do, noticing 3 sounds in your local environment. And once you've noticed them, take a deep breath. Three things that you see. Could be colors, it could name a cabinet, a computer, whatever. Or it can just be red, blue, green, whatever. Hands somewhat like this. Arms and hands flopping into the waist, into the lap. Three physical sensations on your body, like your clothing, in your body, your heartbeat, your breathing, whatever else you might feel. Take a deep breath. Three things that you're thankful for. People, places, relationships, general conditions. Maybe perhaps you already know that the most basic way to say thank you in Japanese is arigato. And sometimes I just sit during the thankful part and just say to myself, or sometimes out loud, nice to do it out loud, arigato. Arigato. Two sounds in your local environment that you hear. Take a deep breath. Two things that you see, and then breathing. Two physical sensations. And then a breath, of course. And again, three things that you're thankful for, and you could just be doing some arigato, arigato, or you can name maybe the name of your child if you have one, or a friend, or your health, or many things to be thankful for, I believe. Take a deep breath. One thing that you hear in a breath. One thing that you see in a breath. One thing that you feel in a breath. And again, three things that you're thankful for. And as you sit there now, just feel whatever's there for you. Take it all in, and at the same time, give it all back out. The general idea being that the more energy you can give out in a pleasing, friendly fashion, supportive fashion, compassionate way, the more energy you'll receive back again. And the idea is to not hold on to any of it, just it's kind of circular in nature. I take in oxygen, good feelings from people, help, whatever, and I breathe out my life energy and give back to others, my community, my friends, people in the local neighborhood, perhaps an old person on the train that I give my seat up to. Because giving is really, in a way, an act of receiving. Giving is an act of receiving because when you give, people are normally or usually thankful for that. they express some kind of thanks. And whether they actually say thank you to you or not personally in front of you, you can have that good feeling of giving something to someone. Could be an anonymous gift to a relief effort or whatever. And just imagining when someone opens that gift, they're going to smile, and in some way they're going to say arigato. They're going to say thank you. Coming to a place of rest, feeling my feet on the floor, my buttocks on the chair, my hands and arms on my legs, me right here. Arigato. And that's the lesson for today. Thanks for being here with me.